So, you know when you go to the doctor and you think there might be something wrong? There might be something wrong. It's not really the thing that scares you, it's the unpredictability. It's the idea of like you don't know what's going to happen. And that's what's happening to us right now, not with the doctor, but with this hurricane. Um, you know, a lot of you guys that follow us know we've been up in New York. We've been trying to take care of some family stuff that's been planned for a while. And we left in the middle of a hurricane last week. Um, we was driving down to the Orlando airport and we was getting 50-mile-per-hour crosswinds. And it was hard to keep the truck on the road. Once we got to the airport, it was fine and we left. And, it was kind of, it was scary while we was doing it. In hindsight, I probably wouldn't do it again. But we got down, we got to New York and we had fun and went to the party and everything else. It was it was great. Then when we got home Saturday night and we heard a little bit about there was a storm brewing, but we was in New Jersey, we didn't care. And as soon as we got home, we stayed Saturday night. And then Sunday morning we woke up, it was raining. And then we started hearing the news of what it was going to be. And, we still didn't category 3, but we looked at the spaghetti model. And if you don't know what the spaghetti model is, that's that thing that you see the little hurricane shape and then it's got a bunch of lines going a bunch of different ways. We even got a European model that helps track. And they're always different, in our little area. Like if you would compare it to like England, one would show it going up to Scotland, one would show it going down to like, Cornwall, and then like just 20 different ways. Not this one. This one showed every one of them was coming towards us, and that's weird. This is what it looks like when we know a storm's coming. This is the bread aisle. Sorry. We don't know if we're evacuating or not. I'm going to show you. You see how panicked everybody is in here. Zoom out. Because this is kind of coming sort of fast. This sort of never looks like this. But they just unloaded pallets. People's waiting in line to get a pallet of water. This down there, that is the paper towel aisle. That was weird. We knew we was getting this one. And then we started hearing weird things like they're opening up the shoulders on the road for evacuation. And kids Miss Richards missed a week of school, and we're like, we're going to send him to school and like we'll see how it plays out. And then it just seems so much more serious. So we talked about it, and around Monday night we came to the decision we're going to come up to Chattanooga. Now, normally we don't leave during hurricanes because if we lose power, it's not that big of a deal. But because there was so much damage up at the top of North Carolina, Tennessee, all our power trucks are up there. So if we lose power, we're actually getting trucks sent to us from the Midwest to come here because we're out of, which is around a 6.5 hour trip from where we were at. And some of our followers over in the UK, they said that like this is showing up on the UK too. This is where, it's on the news. So we get out about 2:00 to come up here. We had some business to take care of and stuff, and that was the soonest we could get out. We was on the interstate. Now them cars over to the left right there, the governor has opened up the shoulder as a lane. That's an emergency shoulder to pull off on, and they open it up as a lane for evacuation routes. So that car to the left, anything past that yellow line, usually it's illegal to drive on that. But now it's a lane just to get everybody out of the state. And we drove and Now, to give you an idea, the average speed of an interstate in America is anywhere between 70 to the speed limit's 70 miles an hour, but you get about 75 is the average speed. Some people's going to 80. We was going from 70 miles to 80 to 20 to dead standstill to 15, and we drove like that. People driving on the shoulder, 4 lanes wide instead of three. Then we got up to Valdosta, which is right on the Georgia Florida line. And you remember that hurricane we talked about earlier? Happened last week. It destroyed Valdosta. Now we're driving through almost to Georgia. The bad part is this is all the destruction from the last one a week ago. It's destroyed all these trees. What?
Trees up there.
There's trees up there. And it was a category 3. They're expecting this to hit a category 4. Trees were bent over. It took us off the interstate to avoid the interstate. You know how GPS finds the fastest route? And we were driving down roads that we were driving over dead power lines, and these power trucks, these electric trucks, were up and down these roads with trees just twisted and ripped all over. And that was kind of like a sobering thing, because what's hitting there, what hit there, wasn't as strong as what's going to hit us. So now we've took, before we left, we took everything down that we was worried about flooding, because they're calling for 20 inches of flood, which were, thankfully, in the state of Florida, majority of us is such a sandy area that it's hard to flood. Usually the places that they're talking about flooding is really close to lakes or really low-lying area, but the majority of Florida is extremely hard to flood. So 20 inches over 6 hours, now we're thinking like, so like I took my computer and stuff that I edit and stuff, and I put that all on the kitchen counter on Tupperware boxes just in case. But the issue is it's been raining and sustained winds of 50 miles an hour with a 98 mile per hour wind gust. There's dead trees. And when the rain happens, it soaks in all into the roots and softens the ground. So it makes it prime for trees to blow over. So I wasn't really, when we left, I wasn't really concerned about, flooding. I was worried about sitting there with my family and a tree blowing over and going through Valdosta. A worry is a worry, but when you see it actually happening to other people, you're like, okay, this is kind of real. And it was really kind of a sobering moment. It's amazing. We drove through some of the destruction, trees on houses and stuff, and this is all from the hurricane last week in Valdosta. It's kind of making us nervous for home. For us. And, we got really quiet. We didn't really do anything. It was kind of an amazement of just like, oh man, I hope I have a home to come home to, So we kept driving nonstop. By the time we reached my mother's place here in Chattanooga, it was 2:45 in the morning from traffic and everything else. We got here at 2:45. And now it is currently Wednesday morning, and tonight we will see what it's going to be. We always live in this positive nature that the news media just tries to sell. So it's probably not going to be as bad, or hopefully it's not as bad as what we think it's going to be. But tomorrow we'll see if, because there's a chance we could wake up tomorrow and have a tree in our house and nowhere to live. There's a chance that we wake up tomorrow, everything's fine. We overreacted. But these are the anticipations that it's not fun. It's really not fun. And I got my boys, and as a husband, and as a man, leader of the family. This is really scary. So keep us in your prayers. I'm sorry we didn't have no videos. Hopefully this makes up. But if everything goes good, everything's fine. I got all my camera equipment up here. We probably gonna film up here because it's just our nerves are too bad. But like and subscribe, and we'll make content as soon as we get back. Pray for us. I'll pray for you. One of us. We're trying to post small stuff to our Discord. So when we have conversation over there, you can talk to us pretty much immediately. If you want to say something to me, join Discord. I get your message. I write it back. And that's for now. As our Discord grows, might not be that way. But you want to talk to me, say something to me. I usually get the message immediately, and we can talk on Discord. I'll leave the link down below. All right, guys. Pray for us. I'm tired. I'm going to go take a nap and get ready to see what tonight's going to bring. Peace, guys.